In the studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Stay active, guys.
Nice. Good to have you in the studio.
Very well. Nice to get to come here and then do the same thing I try to put in my best to do.
Fantastic. And Harry has an intimidating figure, by the way. Just muzzle everywhere. But it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
So we're talking all things fitness this morning, and if you are a fitness buff or you want to be in that space, well, there are a number of things you can do. You can be a part of our conversation. We're at 937 Rhythm FM on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on X. And you can also give us a ring as the show progresses, or better yet, send us a WhatsApp message 0812-806-2337. So this morning we're talking about getting started with fitness, tips for beginners. So Big Harry, what are your tips for beginners?
Okay, so first of all, we want to identify beginners as people that have not had the fitness experience, and probably they're in their pre-contemplatory stage.
Okay.
They are contemplating on how to start this physical activity. So it's a good one. Basically, it's always advisable you have the right guidance so as to enable you achieve results, because people get to start and they don't get to finish. So as a result of that, these are the few tips, guidance from experience that I feel we can share with people for them to, start the physical activity and then get at it.
Like you mentioned from experience, sorry to cut you short. So what do you mean by people get to start and not get to finish?
Okay, so you can start visiting the gym today, and in 3 weeks time you relapse. And someone has started like 10-15 years ago and is still
and they're still going.
So it's simple. If you have the right guidance, you're going to continue, not just starting and then you don't get to finish.
Okay.
Yes, and there's no finish to this thing. It's a lifetime thing. As much as you want to continue being fit, being healthy, being in the right state of mind, you need to carry out physical activity.
All right.
Every day, if you can.
I noticed that people that are into fitness are always very confident, always very, what is the science behind that?
And that's just the mental benefits of fitness.
Okay.
Fitness is not just for your muscles, it's not just for your bone. It helps you mentally. So how does it help you mentally? It should tune your confidence.
All right, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about these tips for beginners.
All right, so for beginners, the first thing I would always advise is start. All right, wherever you are, start from somewhere. Sometimes it's best you shoot before you aim. Most of the times people get to aim before they shoot.
Okay.
So you can shoot and then you aim to where you're going to until you get there.
So someone like me now, I've always said I wanted to have a figure like 50 cents, So
Yes.
Is it possible? And what would it take, as a beginner to evolve to that level?
So evolve, that is a different topic we'll be talking about. If you want to be like 50 cents.
Okay,
but I'm going to start.
that's
I am going to start. It's one of the tips I'm looking at. So the first thing I would want to talk about today is setting clear goals. So just like with your question now, as a beginner, I want to look like 50 cents. That's not a clear goal.
Okay.
So that's one of the tips
Okay.
I'm bringing in, and that's the first one on the list.
Okay.
So see how we are flowing. It's something that we're expecting from almost every beginner. Their goals are not really clear. So you want to look like 50 cents. Now you haven't considered your kind of body.
Okay.
The body that 50 Cent carries is not the kind of body you have.
Okay.
Your genetics and 50 Cent's genetics is different. So
you're saying in one word that I cannot build mass
at
to
the
that.
moment, but you'll be able to do that. There is no level of, would I say, size or mass you will not attain. The only thing is you're going to work with what you have, meet yourself at your level, and then you begin to evolve. Over time, you are going to see the difference. So setting clear goals will guide you on how to look like your 50 Cent. But you didn't start with 50 Cent as that bigger idea. Yes. So you're going to start from somewhere. If your aim is to build muscles, or your aim is you want to lose weight,
Okay.
or your aim is to probably work on endurance, especially for athletes. So if your aim is to lose weight, gain weight, or work on your endurance, whatever, you have to set your clear goals. So for someone like you that wants to look like 50 Cent, of course, your goal is to build muscles. So you begin to, work at your level. If it is for you to lift, if it is for you to involve your nutrition, and you work on your discipline too.
Okay, and that's another topic entirely. So you mentioned discipline now. So I always hear that word. What is discipline? When it comes to fitness, what exactly is discipline?
The ability to, in fitness, the ability to continue what you are doing for physical activity regardless of anything. That's discipline. That's the only way I can explain it for.
So I know that there are some people, and I'm glad we're talking about tips for beginners now. There's some people that will tell you, okay, do I need to go to the gym every day to, achieve a certain goal in the sense of like building body mass? You know, if you want it to be like maybe your size, for example, now, do I need to visit the gym every day? What are the steps to take, you know?
Okay, for a beginner that have no idea of how to build muscles, I will also advise, this is another tip again, we're going to get support.
Okay.
Get support. Now you can get support from fitness professionals like me.
Okay.
And then there are also other fitness professionals out there. When you get support from us, we have the technical know-how on how to, you know, help your body to adapt to physiological changes over time. So we're going to provide you a well-structured routine that is going to help with your fitness goal, because we use a client-centered approach to personal training. What is going to work for you for client A may not work for client B.
Okay.
So we have to work with client A, provide client A's routines, provide if it is
meal plans.
When it comes to meal plans, I will always advise that I work within my scope of practice.
Okay.
It's always necessary. We have registered dietitians out there. Until I am a registered dietitian,
you don't recommend food to people?
I do not, but I can advise what you eat.
You know, growing up, they used to tell us, eat beans and bread a lot. You know, when you're gymming, once you eat beans and bread, I don't know if it's a myth, you know, but does it work?
It works very well. Beans is plant protein and also have carbohydrates in it, so it helps you to build muscles. Basically, they are mentioning this food for you simply because in this part of town that we find ourselves, we don't really have access to a whole lot of proteinous food. Very good. So growing up, the proteinous food that we know is what? Beans.
Yeah, that is true.
So beans is like a go-to when it comes to protein. But if you go outside or you get yourself a registered dietitian, now you can explore how to manipulate food. That is where the dietitians comes in. They know how to manipulate food, increase your macronutrients and also increase your micronutrients. So then you are going to attain the benefits of that in your muscles.
All right, if you just joined us, this is Rhythm 93.7. Of course, this is Rhythm Health. We're talking all things fitness this morning. What's that about?
Okay, protein shake is like a scientific food. That's how I'm going to put it. Now, for people that want to take protein shake, it's always advisable you know the right protein shake you are taking, you are consuming. It has different work. There are protein shake that has high carbohydrates. It is really, calorie dense. And then there are protein shake that has low carbs and then more of high protein. We have the whey isolate, we have the mass gainers, we have the whey protein. So these are different types. Now, considering the fact that you want to start taking it, first of all, you need to ensure that everything that has to do with food has been checked.
Okay.
You can eat. Like, you have your carbs on check, you have your protein, natural food. Protein shake does not replace food. It is when you are done with eating and then you feel like, man, I'm not getting as much protein I have from my food.
Okay, so that's as a supplement.
The supplement comes in. So it's like it increases or spikes up the protein in your natural food that you are eating. So protein shake does not replace your food. So that is where people always get it wrong, because most times you get to take protein shake and depends on how your body reacts with it, you may not even want to eat, and now it is serving as your food. No. So you are meant to take protein shake when you are sure that I have eaten enough and I feel like.
What would you recommend? How many meals would you recommend for a beginner that wants to get into it?
Depends. I will be unable to recommend a particular kind of meal. It depends on your body type. For me, growing up those days, I was really an ectomorph. All right, ectomorph are people that have very lean muscle mass. They are very lean.
You're lean.
My issue was yes. So for ectomorph, one thing that is very typical with people that have the ectomorph kind of body is they easily lose weight than gain weight.
Okay.
You see those people that are growing up, they are very lean.
I think I might be an ectomorph.
Yeah, definitely, you're an ectomorph. So if we are dealing with an ectomorph as a beginner, how many times should an ectomorph eat is how well can he eat?
Okay.
Yes, how well can that person take in? You understand? So we are going to observe how well the person is eating, and then from there, how bad do you want to gain weight? Sometimes if I'm prepping for a competition, I eat like almost every 2 hours. Very good.
Every 2 hours?
Every 2 hours.
Okay.
Every 2 hours eating doesn't mean I'll be down in like 2 to 3 fufu every 2 hours. Like you could eat in bits.
Okay.
But you spread it. Science has proven that when you spread your food over time and then you eat in bits, your body absorbs it, uses it more.
Okay.
Your body absorbs it more than when you overfeed yourself at a go. If you overfeed yourself at a go, that is when your body uses the few it can and then stores the remaining one as what? Excess fat.
Okay.
And that's what leads to our obesity and so many other risks underlying health issue.
Wow, I wish we had so much more time to go, but just before I let you leave, let's talk about 5 tips that you would give, listeners listening for the first time. I want to jump in.
All right.
For beginners.
So quick one for beginners. We've already spoken about 3, if I'm not mistaken. The first one is set clear goals.
Yes.
The first one is start.
Yes, start.
All right, start from wherever you are, you find yourself, start. The second one is setting your clear goals. Know what you want, why you are going there. The third one we spoke about is not okay. We haven't spoken about overtraining. Yes. So one of the points is do not do too much too soon. Yes. Do not overtrain. You can start the physical activity and you're like, man, when am I going to get to this muscle? When am I going to do this? And you're pushing your body more than your body can handle.
Okay.
You're going to relapse. So for beginners, we need to know that that's one of the reasons why so many people will start in less than 2 weeks. You don't get to see them around again. The same ginger they used last week, we're not seeing it this week again. And
because they used all the energy in the previous week.
Overtraining.
Okay.
Because as you start, your body is getting introduced to something new. Your body will develop.
Growing up, I've seen people be like, when you're pushing your weights, you'll be like, oh, is your last strength? Is that last strength that will give you the muscle?
Yeah.
What is that about?
So it's like your last rep counts is a form of ginger. You understand?
So that doesn't work for people that are beginners.
It's a push. It works, but I mean, for a beginner, your body has not even developed to that level, so you don't need it. You just need to do some basic activities. Another point is doing what you like. Find what you like doing in the gym. Your body will appeal to it. You're going to flow with this, that you get to realize. Like for me, most of the times, my warm-ups, I really like using the elliptical machine. Another person would want to prefer using the treadmill to walk. So find what you like to do, what you're convenient with, and you begin to build on it. Do not overtrain. Do not find yourself doing something too much too soon, because it will not help you to even continue.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Big Harry, for stopping by. If you are wondering who I'm having conversations with this morning, his name is Big Harry, or that's what we call him. He's a licensed fitness professional with the American Council on Exercise. They're known as ACE, and also arguably he's the face of iFitness. He's going to be here next week again. We do this every Tuesday, Tuesday between 9:30 to 9:55. Just giving you all the tips for fitness and so much more. Once again, thank you so much, Harry.
Thank you very much.
How can we find you on socials?
100. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, BH_Healthy
All right,
BH_Elder Fusion. Feel free to send me a DM, whatever it is regarding fitness. We got you covered.
All right.